Hi everybody, welcome to Bolton Live. Today we've been invited down to Bolton's new History Centre here at the library. Caroline's gratefully said that she's going to show us a couple of things, so we're just going to have a look at what's on offer. Caroline, if you want to show us what you've got to show us today.
Yeah, this here is just an example of one of the original documents that we have in the archive, one of many, and this is an indictment file, which is a record from the courts that tells us what went on a particular day. We have a person here, James Costello, who's been charged with stealing, well, it actually amounts to quite a significant amount of money, and it tells us what happened to him as a result of his crime. He pleaded guilty and he was transported for 10 years. So from this archive...
How much did he steal?
One box to the value of a penny, I think, but he also stole some silver.
Oh, 16 pieces of silver.
Yeah. So,
we got 10 years for 16 pieces of silver.
So we're transported to Australia for 10 years for his crime there. But that's all we know about him from that archive.
They didn't come back, did they, though, on the main? Did they
I think some of them did,
some of them came back.
What we need to do is research and find out whether this fellow did come back. But what we actually find out a bit more about him from the newspapers, so from the local studies collections, they can complement the archives. And here we find out that James was actually only 15 years old. So he was transported at the age of 15.
So were they treated as adults?
Well, he'd actually committed several crimes, so I think it was a case of, you know, take him out of Bolton and put him on the better path in Australia.
Yeah. So, what do you have on offer for people to view this Saturday?
Well, we're going to be doing some tours in the strong room, and I'll have probably 20 to 30 different types of archive documents out for people to have a look at. So we'll have some of these more interesting court records. We've got police records showing what people were doing in Bolton in the sort of early 1800s. School records, maps, old maps of Bolton, yeah.
So if somebody's interested in coming down this Saturday, what time should they turn up? Should they get in touch first?
Probably if you give our History Centre a call, then they can give you all the details.
Okay, and to contact the History Centre, is it just contact, like, phoning the library, or is it online?
Yeah, if you phone the library service.
Okay, phone the library service. Yeah.
For the Bolton Centre.
So you need to pre-book?
For the tours, you'll need to pre-book.
For the tours?
Yeah. There are spaces left in the afternoon, I believe.
On Saturday afternoon?
Yes, but the event's also just open to the public as well.
Caroline's got a couple of things to show us from the archive. So what's this, Caroline?
This one here, this is a minute book from the Bolton Women's Suffrage Association, so the ladies that were campaigning for the vote in the early 1900s. This one's interesting here because they'd actually written, Winston Churchill was paying a visit to Bolton, and they wrote to him to ask him to come and have a meeting with them to discuss things. Anyway, Winston Churchill refused and said, my view on that subject is very well known, so he wasn't going to meet up with him. If we turn over the page, we then read that the ladies actually wrote to the newspaper, to Tillotson's, to say, well, if there's any trouble when Winston Churchill comes, it wasn't us that did it. And then if we look at the newspapers, we find that there indeed was trouble. I think there was sort of pelting going on and that sort of thing. So, but it was interesting that they sort of absolved themselves of any association with the sort of violence that might have gone on.
And what was his position, Winston Churchill?
Well, he didn't agree with it, so that's why he declined their visit.
Okay, thanks for that, Caroline. What do we have here, Caroline?
Okay, well, I've shown you some of the original archive material. So this is just to show you some examples of the material we have in the local studies collection. The local studies collection consists of thousands of printed books, photographs, documents, and newspapers relating to the history of Bolton. So we've got a very wide range of maps covering the area. This one's from 1847. We've got Bolton Town Centre just over here. And then we've got them all the way up to the present day so people can see how Bolton's grown. These are an example of just some of the many thousands of books we've got on the history of Bolton. So all different topics from...
Yeah, from the local football club.
Yeah, we've got some lovely books that are full of just photographs of old Bolton, about the smaller towns around Bolton, and sort of, you know, key figures like Lord Leverhulme. And also we have lots of newspapers going back to sort of the early 1800s, all being microfilm, so all accessible.
So they go all, including maps and books, they go back to the 1800s?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. And Caroline's going to show us the microfilms that are available.
Okay, so here I've got one of the many newspapers we have. This is from 1840. I'll show you the headline. Here we go. That's the front page. It's the Bolton Chronicle. Yeah, and if I scroll down, we can find there's James Costello, the young man who we were looking at earlier. So all the newspapers from the 1820s up to the present day are microfilmed, and obviously we can't have the originals, they're being tatters after a few months, so they're all microfilmed and accessible on these viewers. People can just turn up and use them. We're able to give people photocopies, high quality photocopies from these.
So the microfilm goes every single year, say last year's, you start microfilming the newspapers.
That's right, yeah.
So if somebody was looking for an article, say from 10, 20 years ago, you'd have the Bolton
News. We would. We've got very good indexes for the early papers, but unfortunately we haven't been able to do that in more recent years. So we do get people who remember being photographing in the paper and they're at school and things, and they spend some time trawling through to find themselves, and then we can give them a photocopy.
Yeah. So if roughly they know the date they're looking for, you can pull it out.
Yeah.
Have a look.
We've got a continuous run of all of the newspapers. So.
Well, that's brilliant. So if you're interested in coming down, having a look, or if you want to have a look at something, say, on the newspapers from times gone by, the centre's open 7 days a week, as is the library. Please come on down.